Evening, Madam President, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The project I am working on is managing change, and this has implications that relate to this evening's theme of failing forward. This is a level 4 project of the dynamic leadership path. We here at NextGen Toastmasters are dedicated to helping people overcome the pervasive fear of public speaking. As we work through the Toastmasters program, I think it would be unusual for anyone to ever lose their fear of public speaking. Early on, my feeble attempts were full of uhs and ahs and were quite shambolic. What we soon discover is that no one else notices, except for TM Sophia and TM Irwin, who see everything. Fun to think of them now trying to unmute their mics. And after a while, public speaking ceases to be of concern, even to the speaker. TM Lisa doesn't miss any faux pas either, but she is such a diplomat. An additional benefit of NextGen Toastmasters is the constant evaluations. This is important in helping us to improve our techniques. The problem is that we get used to the positive feedback, and this will cause us to take fewer and fewer risks. We are risk averse and afraid of failure. But is this really the wisest part of our belief system? In recognition of this, the NextGen executive decided on a theme for tonight's meeting of Fail Forward. It turns out that one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself is to fail. It is true that success breeds success. Once you start to be successful, you start to exhibit more confidence. The confidence and visible success attracts followers that support you, applaud you, and who are willing to contribute to your continued success. Oddly enough, failure breeds even higher levels of success. As an example, Thomas Edison, a great American inventor, was fired from an early job because he destroyed his boss's desk during a sulfuric acid experiment. He was also fired from a railroad job for setting a freight car on fire during an experiment. Thomas Edison could have given up after his early failures and rested on the inventions he was paid handsomely for by Western Union. Yet he kept on keeping on and went on to start one of the most successful corporations of all time, General Electric. Here at NextGen, we have a fairly consistent audience. We know that audience do not have the same characteristics as the NextGen audience. So if one learns to please NextGen, that does not mean that one has learned the techniques necessary to please other audiences. So a speaker must come to NextGen dedicated to trying out new techniques that may not be readily accepted by this club. In other words, a speaker must become prepared to fail. This is in fact a great place to fail. We won't hesitate to tell you, but you can be sure you are among friends who are dedicated to making you more successful. The stated purpose of this speech tonight is to talk about change management plan. So how does this dovetail into our theme of fail forward? I asked the nominating committee to consider me for the post of Vice President of Education. They nominated me, and the club agreed to having me. This is a very important and highly demanding position. I am not sure I can do it successfully. I am very nervous that I will fail and that this will work to the detriment of my club. The first step in my change management plan is to ignore my fears and plow ahead. As Nike says, just do it. There is nothing I can do about the fear. It is just there. But as I have learned over the years of speaking at Toastmasters clubs, the fear can be ignored. The second step in my change management plan is to recognize that I am inadequate to the task at hand. To overcome this obstacle, I need to recognize that everyone is rooting for me. The more successful I am, the more successful the members will be. Then I need to understand that this club is blessed with great talent that could do my job in their sleep. I simply need to identify who will have the time to help, how they want to help, and then ask them for the help. So, Madam President, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I want to thank you for this opportunity to share my fears with the club and for the confidence you have shown in me. Thank you.